Hey guys, how's it going? I'm a beaten and I'm a broken woman. I have been trying to get a video up for the longest time. I recorded. I talked to the screen for the longest time, thinking I was live. I never used this program before. I thought everything was okay. 30 minutes elapsed. Not a single thing was broadcast. I just figured no one comes to my streams anymore. Happy Halloween. This is the mental breakdown stream. That rhymed. Hey guys, I'm gonna try to be professional about this. Going on stream after being beaten twice. I've gone over the material that I wanted to record twice already. Third time is the charm. So you guys are getting it all unfiltered. And I'm going to speed run through this. I wish I could give it my best effort to go into detail through everything that I wanted to talk about. But unfortunately, um, I can't. Oh, reading some comments. Cool. So, if anyone pops in, I will be happy to say hi. Otherwise, I'm just going to be recording this so you guys can watch and enjoy your Halloween. So happy Halloween, everybody. Today we're going to be discussing a couple of topics. I'm going to speed run them, give you my thoughts, and hopefully I can be back in time for tea because it's Halloween night. So, first order of business that I want to discuss for the third time today. This wonderful DC shocker that James Gunn is going to co-lead the TV and animation division over at DC. So, what are my speed run thoughts about this? And this duo will report to David Zaslav, who is the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery. Basically, James Gunn, I think is a really adept creative guy, right? He's got Guardians of the Galaxy series at Marvel. It's been awesome. He's got Guardians Holiday Special, which looks cool. And then on the DC side, he's got Peacemaker and he's got the Suicide Squad. All those are really, really awesome. So I do have faith in James Gunn creatively. I do think that he has what it takes to pull it off. I just, right now I'm just too cautious. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think that's the best word. And I say that just because, okay, it's one thing to direct a couple of good movies or produce a couple of good movies in a TV series. It's another thing to build out an entire universe. So, that being said, I think it's too early to tell, but by the time we get maybe like 5 years out or really like 10 years out, can I make myself bigger? Don't you guys want to see me a little bit bigger? Probably no. But the thing is, yeah, I'm like, you're going to have to give this time, let it pan out, and see what that's going to be like. So I think that James Gunn has what it takes. We're just going to have to give it some time to see what happens. Boom. On to the next topic. So, a Vision series starring Paul Bettany is in the works at Marvel Studios for Disney Plus, and this was news a couple of days ago. But basically, it says here a second WandaVision spin-off series focusing on Paul Bettany's Vision is in the works at Marvel Studios for Disney Plus. Sources tell Deadline. So this isn't 100% confirmed just yet, but it's possibly potentially going to be true. So titled The Vision, the potential series, which is opening a writer's room next week, will be about the Vision trying to regain his memory and humanity, I hear. While the focus is on Vision, word is there is a possibility for Wanda Maximoff, Elizabeth Olsen to appear, which would make sense given how interconnected the two character stories are in the MCU. And so, like they said, this is the second WandaVision spinoff. So, right, the first spinoff was Agatha House of Harkness, which is going to be starring Catherine Hahn. And so it's kind of like we got our own little, I guess you would call it, WandaVision cinematic universe going, kind of like the Mandoverse. You've got Mandalorian, you got Book of Boba Fett, you got Ahsoka. So this should be interesting. And I think with this as well, I'm cautiously optimistic, but mostly because I would just like to see some resolution finally coming to, maybe not resolution is the best word. I think just seeing the threads starting to come together within the Marvel Cinematic Universe as far as Phase 4 and Phase 5 goes. Because Marvel Phase 4, I just feel like, and I think a lot of us have felt it being very messy, being very all over the place. And so if you think about it, WandaVision aired what, like at the beginning of 2021. So that means, we're going on at least 2 years now since the whole Vision thing has been resolved, which feels like a really long time. And it feels like we've got so many other things going on as well. So I will be excited to actually see this series if it is coming to fruition. It is going to be true. But I don't know, Vision Quest. I just love that name. I love it and I hate it at the same time. So, but I think they have what it takes to pull it off. I hope. Do we want Elizabeth Olsen in it? That's a big question as well. I think, yeah, maybe in a small part, but also like thinking about the Loki series, right? You're like, oh well, you have Loki, you must have Thor, and that's really not true, right? We saw Thor, where there was no Thor. We saw Loki do the whole thing. Didn't need Thor at all, except for maybe Throg. Throg was in it for like a microsecond, but I think you can pull it off. So good luck to this Vision series. It should be interesting. Also, really quickly, I wanted to chat about this had just come up as well. Some news about Yahya Abdul-Mateen playing Wonder Man in the MCU. And so I thought I would just address this really quickly, but mostly it's just I don't know how to feel about it. I do love Yahya Abdul-Mateen, but as in, I'm more of an MCU fan than a Marvel Comics fans. I don't know a lot about Wonder Man. It's going to take a lot to get me on board. Well, he's there, so I'm on board already. But, this is going to be a Disney Plus series. I'm tentative about it. I feel like they are expanding the MCU so much that it's just kind of, again, it's hard to feel the compactness of it. Really just, it feels like it's all over the place. And especially when they start adding more characters and more spin-offs, you're like, whoa, a lot is happening, and it doesn't really land because you're like, nothing is having resolve, nothing is having a resolution. And so we'll see. Series 4 is basically ended now. Well, with Black Panther it'll be ending, and then diving into Phase 5 and Phase 6. So man, we'll see. Okay, moving onward again. We're really speed running this whole thing. I thought I had the tweet up for this, but of course I don't. Wanting to talk about this dear gent. Liam Hemsworth is picking up Geralt's sword for The Witcher Season 4. Now, dear viewers, I don't watch The Witcher. I saw this headline and I thought it was really funny, and mainly because, right, we had just gotten this big news about Henry Cavill returning to be Superman, right? And everyone was like, yay, he's not leaving the DCEU. That's so awesome. But now, now it's kind of like, at what cost, right? Because he is going to be doing more Superman, but he's also leaving The Witcher. So while The Witcher Season 3 hasn't debuted yet, Netflix writes it has already been renewed for fourth season, but there's a change coming. In Season 4, Liam Hemsworth will step in as the titular monster hunter Geralt, the role Henry Cavill originated in the first 3 seasons. And the two actors shared this exciting news on social media. And I gave it a little heart. So I have nothing to do but laugh. As I don't watch this show. I watched the first episode. So loud outside, and it wasn't for me. But again, I just think the whole trade-off. Like, what did it cost? It costed me Geralt to play, Superman. So I know a lot of people are bummed about this. I get it. But what's interesting is I wonder if this has anything to do with it. Netflix's The Witcher Writers Room actively disliked the books and games. So basically, one of the writers were talking about, they did a Q&A, kind of talking about how when they were on The Witcher, there were some writers who had actively disliked the books and the games and even actively mocked the source material. He says the recipe for disaster and bad morale. Phantom as a litmus test checks egos and makes all the long nights worth it. You have to respect the work before you're allowed to add to its legacy. And I think I agree. Whereas the showrunner was talking about their approach, saying we need writers who are close but not too close, who love the world but aren't afraid to question it, who are fans but are willing to step back, open their mind, or to bring the beloved world to our real one. So it's potentially possible that Henry Cavill left because I had seen as well that he wanted the books to be, or he wanted the series to be more. I just read all of that and you didn't see it, but he wanted the series to be. Here's some of the quotes to be, accurate to the original material. And if that wasn't happening, I can understand his frustration, even though a lot of people seem to love the series. So maybe that's not a huge problem, but for him, looks like, well, who knows? You can't speculate. All you know is that, hey, he got he got the Superman role, and days later he is like, I'm leaving The Witcher. So I think that's interesting. But for me, I'm like, I just want to see some good Superman content. Um, basically, where was his announcement that he is? Come on, Henry. Right. I just want to see some good Superman content now that he's taking the role. He went out of his way to make this announcement and, do all these things. So I'm like, James Gunn, please, for the love of God, I want to see some good Superman content. So don't know where I was going with that. Maybe I think I got distracted looking into Henry Cavill's eyes. Oh my God. Let's move on to the next subject. So I saw a little movie yesterday. You can see it here. It's called Barbarian. That's Bill Skarsgård. And I'm trying to like narrate over this scene. Basically, this movie just landed on HBO Max. Is about this girl who books an Airbnb in the middle of Detroit, and it's a dank neighborhood, but also the room or the house gets double booked with this guy here, Bill Skarsgård. And so he's creepy. He's the guy from It, right? You wouldn't want to be locked in a room with It. Maybe I would, but that's for another discussion. So what ends up happening is, well, some kooky stuff happens in the house. As you can see, she's waking up. Something weird has alerted her. Oh no, her door is open when it was closed earlier. Spooky. So, right, she starts to discover that there's something really weird going on with this house, and she just so happens to be trapped with Bill Skarsgård. Now, I will say, as you can see here in the cast list, that Justin Long is also cast in this movie, so it's scary, but it's also quite a fun sort of scary at the same time. It's like Justin Long is a bit of that comedic relief during some of the more, I would say, heavier moments, but at the same time, it's not a super duper scary movie anyway. So I will just say that I did enjoy watching this movie, but I think in the end, maybe it was a little too scary to the point where I was like, I'm never wasting my time on scary movies ever again. So I would recommend this if you want to watch something for Halloween really quick, or you just want to maybe see something that's mildly scary, not super scary, but mildly scary. Barbarian would be the movie for you, but I don't necessarily think this is going to be like a classic horror movie, that's going to be remembered for years to come. It was just a fun story to watch for about 90 minutes, give or take. So that's it. That's me speed running this news review. I'm so happy now that this is done, and I hope it really, really worked. If it didn't, I don't know. Did I even explain? I'm in costume, by the way. I dressed up as Sylvie ish. I've got this on, and it's been giving me a headache for like the last hour. So I'm happy to take this off. I'm happy. I realize that the camera's up here, so I'm happy to take this off. But I'm happy to talk to you guys, and I hope you all have a happy Halloween or day whenever you're watching this. I'm gonna go. I need to get my sanity back, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.